We're making our Supercharger network open to other EVs later this year. That's the word from Elon Musk. We've had a few days to digest it. We're going to chat about it next on Tesla Tips and Trips. All right, this is pretty big news. I don't usually like to cover big breaking news stories. That's really not what we're about here on Tesla Tips and Trips, but we gotta talk about this one because it affects the trips part of the title of our channel. Supercharger network. Elon Musk is saying that he is opening that up later this year, which, let's be honest, Elon time, that could be 2025, right? He's not the best with timetables and how all that works. Is he giving up his competitive advantage? Most people buying a Tesla have been okay with these recent price increases, like every week, 500 here, 1,000 there, because in the back of their mind, they're like, okay, yeah, that's a little pricey. I'm getting tired of the price increases, but we got those superchargers, and that's just the best there is in electric driving, and it really is. And so now they're going to give that away to other auto manufacturers to use. There's a lot here to unpack. There's a lot to talk about. Yes, that is their competitive advantage. If you're going to buy an electric car these days, you have to factor that in. What is the charging infrastructure like? What does the car that I'm considering, how fast does it charge? Is it convenient? Is it easy to use? There's a lot of things that you have to factor in. I have used the Electrify America network, the ChargePoint network, the EVgo network. I have an adapter for CCS, and I've used it with my Tesla. I've used it with my Chevrolet Bolt. The user experience is not even close. You roll up onto a supercharger, you don't even think about it, you plug it in, and it just works. The car hits up the account, charges your credit card. You don't think about it at all. With ChargePoint, or Electrify America for that matter, you roll up. In our case, you have to plug in an adapter. I get it, that's a little different, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you have to use the app to get it going. Sometimes you have to use your account on the phone, and it's a mess. And sometimes it takes 15-20 minutes just to get the thing to start. And sometimes it doesn't work at all. You have to move stalls, and trust me, it's nice to have the CCS adapter, don't get me wrong, because I got a whole video on how great it is, and it is awesome. And it will come into play if these superchargers are going to start being full. But at the same time, there is hands down no experience as easy as the Supercharger network. So is Tesla giving away their biggest competitive advantage, their reason for people buying Teslas over other cars? If I'm looking at electric cars and I love the Mach-E or the ID.4, and in the back of my mind, yeah, but it doesn't have the supercharger. Now, that's in play. Hey, I can get the ID.4. I could still use the Supercharger network. What we don't know is a lot of different things. Now, it came out that it could be worth $25 billion in revenue for Tesla per year. That's just no small chunk of change. I get the business side of it. I get that that's, the reason behind it. And we could all be freaking out for no reason. When I first heard this, yeah, I freaked out. I made a video about it real quick. A few days have gone by, kind of thinking about things. Not so sure still, but I'm less freaky about it. More questions than answers, though. I mean, way more questions than answers. So, is Tesla going to make an adapter for the car? You have to think they're going to make an adapter for non-Tesla cars to use. They're not going to change the entire fleet of their own cars just so everybody else can use, and then change all the nozzles on the Tesla superchargers. No. So I think how it's going to work is they're going to make their own proprietary adapter, the only adapter that's going to work if you want to use a non-Tesla on a supercharger network. You're going to have an account. It may even be a subscription fee, like Electrify America has that $4 monthly fee. Probably will cost more, though. How much per charge is it going to cost? Will it cost more for non-Teslas than it does for Tesla owners? There's got to be a reason to buy a Tesla. Granted, the cars are great and all, but some people buy them because of the Supercharger network only. And they've got to somehow keep that advantage. There's 25,000 superchargers globally at this moment. They are just going crazy with building them out. At least we've noticed in California. I mean, you pull up the map on the nav and there's just superchargers everywhere. And speaking of California, I'm sure a lot of people are doing the freak out because they see the lines, say on holiday weekends, forming in California, and they're not small. You know, they're 15, 20 cars deep. I've experienced wait times and lines a couple of times in California, and it's a little annoying. You know, you're on a road trip. You want to fly in, charge for 10 minutes, and get the heck out of there. You don't want to be waiting in a line. And this could cause that. If you've got all kinds of other cars accessing the same superchargers, you know, that could be a problem. By the same token, we all know Elon's famous quote, "We will not stop until every car on the road is electric," and that kind of fits in that form. And if you're a true EV advocator, then this shouldn't bother you. You want this. You want more cars to adopt electrification, and you want more cars to have access to all these different networks. The whole reason I bought a CCS adapter is because I didn't want to be tied to the Supercharger network. Yes, it's awesome, but if I see a line and there's, you know, a charge point or Electrify America in the same parking lot empty, of course these days they're not empty because there's so many Mustang Mach-E's and ID4s out there, but you get my point. Why would I wait in that line and charge a little bit faster on the Supercharger when I can go across the parking lot and charge at 50 kilowatts? It's better than nothing with my CCS adapter. So this has so many more questions and so many things we're going to have to unpack over the coming weeks and months as this happens. I think initially it's going to happen in Europe, specifically Norway. I know Germany is also in talks for the same kind of thing. But when's it going to happen in the US? Is it going to happen in specific states first? See how it goes. Will California be last? Because, I mean, they got to build out, I think, even more. There's a lot of things here. Will Teslas have priority? If there's a line of cars waiting to use a supercharger, do Teslas got a priority? How will that work? I mean, do you have to make a reservation in the nav or on an app? Or there's so many questions and we don't have answers. I'm sure Tesla probably doesn't even have all the answers at this point. They kind of, as a company, Tesla kind of just throws mud on the wall and sees what sticks, and that's how they seem to do things. And they have us as the general public and YouTubers and owners of the cars kind of figure it out as we go. But anyway, more questions than answers regarding Tesla opening up their supercharger network to other auto manufacturers. I'm on the fence. I really am. I love the fact that electric cars, there are so many choices out there. We started driving electric in 2014 with a RAV4 EV from Toyota and Tesla joint. It was a car for California only. 2,500 were made. We loved the heck out of it, and that was it. We started driving electric after that. So I love that aspect of it, that this is opening up more cars, more options. I have a feeling at some point we're going to have so many choices for charging that this will be looked at in the future as, what were we worried about? I mean, it's going to be like gas stations. We're going to have charging options everywhere, and I hope that's the case. But right now, I think there's a little hesitation toward saying, okay, yeah, this will be fine, because we just don't know as consumers. I'm sure Tesla's done computer models and how all that works, and I'm sure there's guys and girls and working on how supercharge, where to place them and how busy they are and all that stuff. That's the kind of fun stuff. I mean, to check it all out and see how it goes. So anyway, what do you think? Comment down below. This is a huge discussion kind of video. I wish I had all the answers. We'll get more answers down the road, but thanks for watching Tesla Tips and Trips. And this is a big thing affecting the trips part of this channel. Trust me, you go on a road trip, you don't want to be waiting for other cars right now. But maybe in the future, that won't matter. So like, subscribe, and we love having you aboard. Thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed. And if you like what we're doing here regarding Tesla stuff, hit the subscribe button. Doesn't hurt, right? We'll see you on the next video. By the way, the next video is going to be San Diego trip to San Diego Zoo. We've got 2 new Superchargers in that video, and we're going to break down all the stats on driving just normally. Okay, so check that out on Tesla Tips and Trips.